Hey there, welcome to the Love Over Fear Project. This is Kenisa. So glad that you are here. So glad that I'm here. So glad that I'm back. It's been a couple weeks, and I had said that I wanted to get a couple videos out a week, and well, sometimes life happens. In the last few weeks, we were going through the election process, and it was so heavy. It was so heavy. If you know anything about being empathetic or being an empath, you know that when there's something going on with the collective, with everybody, we can feel it in the air. Like it has a literal weight. Like we can literally feel the heaviness. And sometimes it's not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's excitement. Say like football season, like the Super Bowl, we can feel the excitement in the air for that. Sometimes when the Powerball gets really high and everybody's playing, even people that usually don't play, they're playing, can feel that. But when there's catastrophes or when there's disasters, earthquakes, mass shootings, we can feel that too. When the collective is mourning, when the collective is depressed or worried or sad, we can feel that. And so during this whole election process, of course, everyone was on edge, and it was really heavy. And so it kind of threw me off track with this whole project, which is actually when I should have been more involved and just more into it, but I just kind of shrunk away, just trying to deal with all that, that was going on, as I'm sure you were as well. But we have apparently a new leader that's going to take place as the POTUS. And I have to say, it was shocking. It was shocking. The night before the results were announced, I was literally in shock, like I know a lot of people were. But let me tell you what I did. I went to bed that night, again, the night before, Tuesday night, the night of the election, before the results were announced officially, but it was definitely looking like Mr. Trump was going to beat Hillary Clinton for the position. I was in shock, and I went to bed and I was like, I can't believe this. This can't be happening. But let me tell you what I did. I woke up the next morning I knew that he'd won. And so I was like, all right, well, what am I going to do? What are we going to do? Love. Love is the only thing that we can do. And I wasn't going to be, I know I got online and I saw that some people were depressed, like some people were crying, they were in tears, and they were, just, But I refused to stay in that state because I felt like that the night before I went to bed. But it's a new day. Wednesday was a new day. And you take what you have and you're going to make the best out of it. It doesn't mean that you have to like it. It doesn't mean that you can't work towards changing it. But accept what is. In the present, accept what is and keep moving forward. Keep learning, keep growing, and prepare to change. And how can I individually, myself, me, one person, how can I make a change when we put this person, in office? It's very simple, love. So I went out that day, I got dressed, and I went out, and I made sure to speak to everyone that I came across. I live in the South. I live in North Carolina. North Carolina pretty much, voted for Trump. I see Trump stickers on cars, and I see Trump stickers in yards. I don't care. Still speak. There's a few of my neighbors that had Trump posts in their yard. Still wave when I'm walking by. Still speak. It is a strength to show love sometimes when you don't feel loved. It is a strength that counts to care about people that may not care for you, that may not know better, that may think that they're better than you. It is strength that can overlook that and to really understand and grasp the concept that we are all the same. and that for the most part we all want the same things in life, is to be happy and to be understood and to be loved and to be able to love other people. And sometimes it might feel that you're not getting that back. That you put that out there, you put it out there, you give, and you don't get that back. But it's a strength to keep giving, even if you don't feel it's being returned, because it actually is being returned. There's a love inside of you, and a love that's for you, a love that you're surrounded with that will always be there, and no man can ever take that away. Government is never meant to be complete. Religion is never meant to be complete. These things can help us, but what we truly need and what we're truly searching for, we're not going to find completely in those two institutions. And we have to remember that. Power, when you have true power, you don't have to flex. And just keep that in mind. And love is the truest power that there is. True power never has to flex. It never has to be big and bad. Because when you have true power, when you present yourself, and when you are surrounded in love and kindness and compassion for other people, that's true power. And people will recognize that. And they're either A, going to respect it, or B, they're going to fear it and they're going to fight it. But in the end, it always wins. I was thinking of an example. A few weeks ago, I was watching my little nieces, and we were in a public place. And of course, they're little girls, and they want to like run around and everything. But where we were, like there was no running around. So my oldest niece, she was cool. She sat down. She had a little book or something, or she was drawing. She was cool. But my youngest niece was a little antsy, and she wanted to run around. So, I had to get her, and I picked her up, and I put her in a chair, and I was like, hey, babe, you can't do this. Like, you can't run around in here. And so she decided she's the sweetest, smartest little girl, and she's usually, like, always really good, but this day she decided she was going to try me. So she, made a little sound. She's like, mm-mm, and she, and she got up and ran. So I got her, before she could get too far, I picked her up, I put her back in the chair. No, ma'am. You can't. She got up again. Like, we did this 10 times. Literally 10 times. She'd get up and run. And each time I'd just pick her little skinny butt up and sit it in the chair. And finally, after about the 12th or 15th time of doing it, and I was calm the whole time, I was like, babe, we can go all day. I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you. And we can go all day. This is your decision. Like, you can sit and be cool and draw like your sister, or we can do this all day. Because in the end, I'm going to win. So at that point, she started to cry. She realized at that point that what I was saying was completely true, and that she wasn't going to be able to win, and she started to cry. So I picked her up, and I sat down in the chair, and I sat her on my lap. We were facing a window, and it was raining. And I was like, okay, go ahead and cry. Go ahead and get it out. And I was just rubbing her back. I was like, it's okay. It's okay. Power never has to flex. There was no need for me to yell at her. There was no need for me to get mad at her. It was a lesson that she had to learn. Like, there was a reason that she needed to sit in that chair. I let her know the reason, and she didn't want to listen. It doesn't matter. This was going to happen. She wasn't going to be running around in that place, disturbing the place. And just take that as an example, and just remember that if you're a truly powerful person, you don't need to flex, and you don't need to get angry, and you don't need to be worried. You're going to do what you have to do. You're going to do what needs to be done regardless. And there might be people along the way that you gotta, excuse me. But don't let that process of excuse me steal your joy. And don't let everything that's going on right now steal your joy, and steal your passion for life, and steal your kindness and compassion towards other people. Don't let it get you into a shell. Okay, 10 minutes is up. I'm actually going over. It's like 10:01, 10:02, 10:03. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back soon. And please subscribe, comment about what's going on with you, like how you're feeling, how you think you can make yourself feel better. And I'm going to tell you right now, showing kindness and love to other people is going to make you feel a lot better. Speak to people. When you go out today, put that phone away. Speak to the people that you pass in the streets. Smile. Be genuinely appreciative of yourself, of them, of us. Let's make this world a better place as a collective. The Love Over Fear Project. Take care.